And a good Friday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather update. This one is for April the 18th, 2014. Well, to say that the forecast has not been challenging the last couple of days would be an understatement with a cutoff low coming into place. The weekend high impact forecast for Easter weekend. It's a lot going on. So we'll talk about the Easter weekend forecast, which has some changes, and also look ahead to spring break, which overall it doesn't look too bad for most areas across eastern North Carolina. So here's a look at the 3-day trend, and today, not too bad. We're expecting that general mix of sun and clouds again today, and call it variably cloudy. High temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s. Now, tomorrow, we've had to change the forecast up a good bit because of the fact that we're going to be in a cold, chilly wedge with a northeast breeze anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. So I've gone ahead and bumped down the temperatures, and a lot of the guidance has come down as well. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where it's going to end up being. Then we head towards Sunday, and the same type of scenario is how long does this cutoff low kind of sit around and stick with us? And if it does stick around, how does that affect our temperatures, especially with the wedge set up in place? And if we can break it up as we head towards Sunday. We'll kind of look at that here in the next couple of minutes, but overall, as far as today is concerned, rain coverage is concerned, very isolated. If that, we may not see anything on the radar until probably about 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Before things start to really ramp up. Tomorrow it's going to be widespread. Everybody's getting rain pretty much. And then Sunday, we'll call it widely scattered as far as the rain chances are concerned. Here's a live look from the Seahawk Inn in Villas this morning. Pretty nice sight. With the fast-moving clouds in the low levels, and then the slow-moving clouds up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And again, this is how it's going to kind of play out today. We're going to see mixtures of sun and clouds. It will kind of depend on where you are at what time of the day, how things fall out. Temperatures right now in the 40s. We're up to 50 right now at Morehead City, but most areas have come up into the 40s. Here's a look at the satellite radar, and what we're watching is obviously the big area of low pressure that's kind of just churning itself across the Gulf states right now. Lots and lots of rainfall across Alabama, Georgia, the Panhandle of Florida, Mississippi. They don't need any more rain down there. They've gotten plenty, and they're going to have some flooding concerns over the next couple of days, especially from the river flooding. Needless to say, things could get a little nasty, but this is still about a good 12 to 18 hours away from getting to us here in eastern North Carolina. So here's a look at the precision forecast model, and I think the model's doing okay on the temperatures today. Highs should top out in the low to mid 60s inland. If you live north of Highway 64, there's a good bet that you're probably going to stay a little bit cooler today because of the northeast breezes and the waters right offshore being in the 40s and 50s. So that's going to keep your temperatures just a little bit cooler north of US 64 this afternoon, and also for the Banks counties. But deeper inland, a good chance that you're going to get up into the 60s today, and with that mixture of sun and clouds. Now, as we head through the overnight hours, I think most of the rain shower activity should start to increase from southeast to southwest to northeast, mainly after about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, and maybe a couple of showers trying to sneak on there earlier than that. But our low levels are very, very dry, so that's going to take a lot for the low levels to moisten up. So as we head into the overnight hours, upper 40s and lower 50s to bottom out tonight, and the winds will still be out of the northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, the rain chances may cap off a little bit, but expect them to be in play through the day on Saturday. Good chance for rain through the day on Saturday. Highs will likely not exceed the 60-degree mark Saturday afternoon, thanks to the northeast breezes at 10 to 15 miles per hour and 20 miles per hour, especially near the coastline, and also the clouds and the showers. That's just going to hold your temperatures down all day long, and I wouldn't be surprised if we were cooler than this. A lot of the indications have us in the low 50s all day, so I wouldn't be surprised. All right, here's a look at the 0Z run of the GFS, looking at Friday afternoon today at 2 p.m., looking at the upper air energy. And the main feature that you see there is this big bowling ball low just kind of sitting over Alabama. A lot of moisture getting pulled up out of the Gulf of Mexico ahead of that. And we've got another low that's kind of coming off the Pacific coastline, but a nice little ridge building in here. And that's going to be moving here probably by the time we head towards Tuesday. It's going to be a little while before we get that ridge to actually build in here a good bit. But that low is going to cut itself off today. And again, I don't believe that we're going to get very much above 65 today for most areas. If we get above 65, it'll be an anomaly across eastern North Carolina. Now, we'll take it out towards tomorrow, and you see that cutoff low just kind of right there. Goes a little negatively tilted. That's probably when we're going to get the best chances for rain here across the east. And again, the ridge back off towards the west. And we were talking about this yesterday, how there was a ridge kind of off here towards the Bermuda area. And that's actually what's going to help to slow this thing down and kind of hold it back a little bit more than it would normally just kick on out. But of course, it's losing a lot of its upper air winds when it cuts itself off. And when it cuts itself off, it's not going to be able to move very quickly. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards more of it's going to hold on a little longer than what we've been anticipating, and having to go a little bit more pessimistic than optimistic for Easter Sunday. I think out of this system we get a solid inch, if not 2 inches, especially south of US 70, out of this system before it's all said and done, with the low kind of transient right offshore on Saturday and into Sunday. And again, with the northeast breeze, it's going to be quite brisk. It's going to try to pull in a lot of cooler air, and it's going to keep us cool. We'll probably not get out of the 50s, and I'm banking on that at this point. I think we're not going to be able to make it out of the 50s. A lot of the GFS, the European, the Canadian are all printing about 51, 52 degrees. I'm just not that certain that we can go that low right now. It's just that's very anomalous, and it's against the grain of everything else that's out there. But at the same time, there's a lot of mounting evidence saying we should go that far. So heads up, Saturday may be even cooler than advertised. We're advertising a 57 right now. It may be even cooler than that. Then we head out towards Sunday, and again, the low's going to kind of hold on, especially for the coastal areas, and that's where I think we're going to have the best chances for keeping showers and clouds in place on Sunday. Now, a lot of the models are kind of holding us in clouds throughout the day on Sunday, and that would hold back our temperatures as well. And with that northeast breeze coming in here, I don't see us getting out of the 60s. We barely may get out of the 60s on Sunday. Now, some of the indications have us a little bit warmer, but a lot of them are much cooler now. And it's because of this wedge setup, it's because of this cutoff low, and the models don't handle that very well. So you have to overcorrect the models all the time when it comes to these cutoff low situations, because things like this happen and you just can't really tell. So we'll kind of go with more of a mostly cloudy with a chance for showers, especially east of 17. And the temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler on Sunday than what we had been advertising. Now, Monday, we're drying out. And I think we'll go with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s, partly sunny skies. We'll take you out towards Tuesday. And the models are coming a little bit better in agreement with this next little boundary kind of working its way through. I don't think that we see very much forcing with it. There's not a lot going on there. You see that with the upper air chart, just not a lot going on there. So I don't think it's going to have a lot of forcing, and I think the best rain chances will probably hold off until we head towards maybe after sunset anyway. So I think most of the day on Tuesday is going to be dry, and we should be able to make at least the mid-70s, if not the upper 70s, on Tuesday. Looks like we get a nice little breezy north wind in here on Wednesday. And that will likely bring down the temperatures a little bit, and the thickness values start to come down a little bit, and we could be in the 60s, the upper 60s and lower 70s. Right now I've got it picked at 74 just because of continuity and just a little bit of uncertainty in the forecast there, but we could be in the 60s on Wednesday with that north breeze. So there's going to be some variability in this forecast over the next couple of days. We'll take you out towards this would be Thursday. Again, the thickness is coming back up again, and the next system developing back off towards the west. And that one looks like it'll try to come in here by the time we head towards, late Saturday into Sunday. That'll do it for me here on the ENC Weather Update. You can stay up to date with us Facebook, Twitter, WNCT.com, and our brand new Storm Team 9 app in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Have a great rest of your day, great Good Friday, and a great weekend ahead, even though it may be a little bit nasty at times. Hopefully you can still enjoy it.